All right, welcome to the latest episode of the Coleman Power Organic Fitness Podcast. I have Louise Flavin. All right, she is based in the lovely county of Blue and White Waterford at this moment in time. She's someone that helps people with the likes of menopause and getting good and better, healthier, non-toxic products on their bodies. Right, Louise, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. All right, I suppose before we get into it any further, is there anything else that I kind of be left out that you want to, I suppose, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself before we kind of get started?
I suppose I have a lot to say, but trying to condense it down would be the big thing. So I'm 40 and I got diagnosed with breast cancer, primary breast cancer, when I was 36. And I had only a little 1-year-old girl at that stage. Bearing in mind, back 4 years ago, it was COVID was coming in, so that was tough going. And I had a beauty salon in Waterford City for 13 years. My salon's name was Lulabelle Beauty, and very successful, very successful. But like, I blame, by the way, I'm totally in the clear now. I don't have cancer. I am so lucky. I am still I'm on a medication every day for it. I get an injection every day to keep me in the menopause. You know, people don't believe I'm actually in the menopause, but I'm like, yeah, I'm in the menopause. My husband knows all about me being in the menopause because I fly off the handle. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no. So I actually closed down my business in July 2 years ago, due to it not serving me anymore. And after having a cancer diagnosis, you really get a chance to rebirth, relive, reinvent yourself. And the salon wasn't serving me. And the amount of stress that it brought into my life, which I blame for a cancer diagnosis at such a young age for myself, you know, I really feel closing out my business was a massive thing for me, in the step in the right direction. And now that I'm 40, like, I feel like the 40s are going to be the best years of my life.
Well done. I'm so delighted to even hear you say those words because a lot of people even used to mention, I'm well over 30 now. The idea is, oh, I'm old and I'm 30. I'm old and I'm 40. I'm old and I'm 50. You're not even halfway for hitting the 50 mark, especially
No.
when you're eating healthier and going to say a better lifestyle.
Yeah, big time. Big time. So no, after closing up the salon, it's 2 years now in July. So I'm just so grateful to be given the opportunity to raise my little 1-year-old. Well, she's not one anymore. She's a 5-year-old diva, is what she is, my little girl. But I was so lucky to be able to close out my business and to be able to focus on healing and learning an awful lot more about myself and about my new life. You know.
And I suppose I want to further expand on that point, all right, in relation to stress, whether I'm going to say it's foods or it's work related, and I suppose that chronic illness such as cancer that causes issues with so many other different people at this moment in time. Yeah, could you maybe further expand on that?
Yeah, well, I suppose when I opened my business at 27, I think it was, I didn't realize how busy I was going to be. Or it wasn't even 27, I don't even remember what age I was, but around that age. And I didn't realize how busy my business was going to be, which is grand, perfect. But I didn't realize I was going to meet lots of people that would have brought stress into my life as well. And I'm a very sensitive Sally, and I can take an awful lot of things on board. And no, not so much anymore. But I think with being stressed, obviously in a very busy beauty salon, running in the rat race, pushing the boundaries on myself a little bit more, getting up, going to the gym maybe in the morning, smoking cigarettes back then, drinking at the weekend. Do you know, like, that was my form of escapism. And then if anything stressful happened to me, my sleep would get affected. And I never suffered from insomnia until I owned a beauty salon. And then obviously with staff were like this, you know, I got on really well with my staff, but they might have got on well together. And then there was always like this, you know, the beauty salon is kind of a bitchy industry itself, like, and they're all like me at each other. But I think that really kind of played havoc on my central nervous system, that I got really stressed. And I think that manifested an awful lot of things, along with maybe not looking after myself properly, like enough sleep, exposing myself to too many chemicals, smoking, drinking, everything like that. All the stuff that I'm so not now. It's crazy. Um, but like nutrition then wasn't a massive thing for me at all then. I would used to be probably just eating whatever, or I might have been eating too much when I was kind of training really heavy. And eating an awful lot of processed food, which is crazy as well for me back then. Like, looking back now, it's crazy. And then obviously all the exposure to all the chemicals as well. They completely disrupted my whole system completely.
And would you say what are the foods you were previously eating compared to the likes of the foods you're currently eating now after I suppose coming out of the likes of those that chronic illness such as cancer?
Yeah, well now like I'm such more aware of labels. And I think from what I was looking at back then would have been maybe getting a takeaway every weekend from whatever Chinese, all the kind of stuff that would have been in that, not homemade food. I heard you saying last night as well, a certain bread. I'm not going to say the brand, a certain brand of bread, and you look at the back of that and you can see, oh, that's not great for you. And like fruit, vegetables that are sprayed or maybe that are pushed into growing without, being exposed to natural lights and stuff like that. I would have been very kind of exposed to all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And now you're feeling so much better, and the idea is that's what you're helping. You're going to say clients with now. What are one of the main issues I'm going to say with the people going through menopause that you're currently helping women with, because they all go through it. It's not something that we can ever avoid. Everyone, female, has
No.
to go.
Yeah, and unfortunately with my menopause, I got induced into it really super fast. Like I got pushed into it. And I could potentially come back out of it and go back into it again naturally, which is going to be crazy. But I'm going to be fueled. If this happens to me, I'm going to be fueled in with so much knowledge behind me. So with women going through menopause, they have to realize that they have to eat an awful lot of good fats, like, cacao, butter, all of those goodness, olive oil. They're really good to help with your hormone levels, because us poor women, the hormones never stay the same. They always fluctuate, whereas the man, it's so much easier for a man to kind of more stay level, whereas the women, we just kind of go all over the place. So we need to be able to support ourselves as much as possible with like fats. And I'm a firm believer in like macros, micronutrients, and how to help you with everything that's going on in your body, whether it's going to be like fatigue, bone pain, joint pain, um, menopausal symptoms, hot flushes, mood swings, irritability, you name it, sensitivity. Your skin even changes when you're in the menopause. You can get rosacea. It's so vast. The entire thing is so vast.
Yeah. And I suppose you coming out of the beauty industry, right? Are there things that you've literally, after reading, I suppose, going from one food item to the likes of another thing, which goes on one of the largest organs of a body, the likes of your skin? What are the products that, again, were causing you issues, and now that you've, after learning about nutrition, the idea that literally what's put on our skin as well as into our body has a massive effect on how much we look, or how we look and how we feel.
Yeah. Yeah, so like been exposed to so many chemicals in the beauty industry for all my life, and even from an early age, like 5, 6, 7, you're going in having a shower and with Johnsons, and it mightn't even be good for you. But like being in the beauty industry, and I used to probably I could have potentially done 3 or 4, or no, 3 or 4 sets of nails a day, which is okay or whatever. But then if I was to do spray tans on clients, so I could have been doing 10 spray tans a day. So if you can imagine in a room confined with a big spray tan machine, spray tanning somebody, and you can wear all the masks, but like it's still not going to stop you from being exposed to all the chemicals. So if you're putting on a spray tan onto your body, or some fake tans, if you scan them on the app called Yucca, you probably know about that app, do you? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do.
But for people that
Ye-
haven't heard of it, yeah, it's very
Yeah,
good.
so yeah, Yucca, and you can see like how much all these chemicals can disrupt your endocrine system. So I look back at if I was doing spray tans and all these products were in this, like all the ingredients were in this product, all these chemicals, and if I'm exposing myself to them day in, day out, like what is it doing to my biggest organ, which is my skin, and what is it just doing to my body? So now what I'm trying to do, and I'm still trying to navigate it all, is you have to mind your skin, you have to mind your body, right? So you have to be really mindful about what you're applying onto your skin every day. And people don't realize what you're applying onto your skin could even be when you're even doing the dishes, washing the dishes. Like you're exposing your hands, your skin again to all the chemicals that you're washing your dishes with. Then if you're putting body products on your skin, like moisturizers, skin cleansers, exfoliants, all those things, they're all being absorbed. So they keep compacting into your system day in, day out, day in, day out. And where is it going to lead you? I just feel people don't really realize the consequences that they could be exposing themselves to thousands of chemicals every day. It's like exposing their body to thousands of chemicals every day, and it's going to have like a detrimental effect on your health.
Massively. So what are the different products that you have maybe previously been using that you are now onto, I suppose, a lower toxic life, whether it's, I'm going to say, moisturizers to the
Yeah.
likes of, I'm going to say, hand creams, or even washing the dishes, as you rightly
Yeah.
have pointed out.
Yeah, it's amazing little small things like that, even washing the dishes, you know. So, right, when I had a beauty salon, I used to stock certain brands, and like in the last couple of years, I've realized that even though they say they're skin-loving ingredients, they're actually not skin-loving ingredients, which is crazy. Like, of all these fake tans that are on the market now, oh, dosed with vitamin E, aloe vera, blah, 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 blah. But that's only minute. The ingredient level of that is only minute. So what I've changed over, I actually have a big, massive box of like Kinvara products here with me. They're lovely, low tox. Another really nice brand of moisturizer, and you actually really might like it, is called Atlantic Skincare.
Mm.
Yeah. So they do lovely healing serums, and they're certified organic and they're made in Ireland. So it's nice to, like, I love finding new products that aren't dangerous, that are like low toxic. So Kinvara is lovely. There's loads of lovely brands out there, and this is what I love about this time of this year, like in particular, or like even last year. There's more and more products coming out that are actually really good for you. But anyway, Atlantic is really nice. Kinvara skincare is really, really good. Tan Organic Sin is another one that, because I love fake tan. Okay, I love fake tan. I don't tan. I'm very pale naturally. So Tan Organic is a lovely brand as well. That is low toxic and that is safe to use even during chemotherapy when your skin is at your highest, is the most sensitive, you know.
Mhm.
So, and even hair, like shampoo, conditioners, like as I said to you, I am in the beauty industry. I love the beauty industry, but I like to find things that are low tox. So even the shampoo, conditioner, everything has to just rate really well for me on Yucca. I have to make sure that I like it as well. Um, what other one? Oh yeah, foundations, like makeup, like trying to find a product that is safe for you as well. It's next to impossible. So I think there's a massive market for more skincare and makeup products and everything to be coming on the market. But Cash Beauty is another Irish brand, and she does a very good foundation range, which is what I love, and that's low toxic as well.
Where do you see, I suppose, the solution to these problems? Do you see it in, I'm going to say, education or anything else? Like, what do you think is going
I
to help
think
people? Yeah.
Yeah, I think education, I really feel from an early age, kids in particular should be exposed to learning an awful lot more, like even what you're doing there about growing your own food. I think kids should be exposed to education inside in school day in, day out. Like I saw a certain influencer the other night putting up she was applying a certain body product, moisturizer, on her little girl, and that product rates so badly on Yucca. So if Mammy is doing it, the baby's going to end up doing it. And what is it doing to the child's cells in the long run? You know?
It's not good.
So I definitely think education, like right, I do a little bit of work for Look Good, Feel Better. which is a company in Ireland it's a charity, and it deals with people that are going through chemotherapy and that have lost everything, like, lost their looks, they lose their mental state. There's on so many different levels that you lose so much, because you lose all your hair, you lose your eyebrows. And the thing about look good, feel better is to make, if you look good, you feel better. So like those in look good, feel better, I feel, like that company or that charity could expose people like myself a little bit more, to show, like, I'm trying to get this out right now. They could set up a little thing to say, oh, I'm trying to even work this now. Edit that out, by the way. But what I'm trying to say is these companies like Good Look Good Feel Better, they bring me in to facilitate a class of showing people how to apply makeup and do skincare and all that kind of stuff. But me, for example, should be able to go into these classes and actually educate people on the product listing. So if someone's going through chemotherapy, there's something obviously going on in their body, a disease. And, we have to try counteract these diseases from happening the whole time. Do you know what I mean? So if a person is exposed to more knowledge or education about what's actually in a product, isn't that the kind of the be all and end all? Because you can, I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you know what
once
I'm
they're
doing?
able to understand it a bit better, because right now we're information overload and we're knowledge lacking. We see all these different brands being
Yeah,
put out there on social media by influencers or by people who are paid brand
yeah,
ambassadors for whatever it is, and paid thousands or hundreds or thousands
yeah,
on that particular topic. And really, they don't see the detrimental effect. And it might be and have an effect on people on the short term, but it's the long term
yeah,
exposure. It's something that you've come through your own, I suppose, experience of having a chronic illness and coming out the other side of it, because you went from the extreme of being in that environment every single day, from chemicals being on your skin to what you were breathing in from the sprays and everything else that's been
yeah,
applied to individuals, then to coming out to a completely different way of living. And
yeah.
where do you see, or how can you point out to people that are in that environment to where you are today? What's the first step, and what do you recommend?
Well, I'm gone really bad. Like if someone puts up something something on social media and they're like, "Oh, this product's great," I'm like, "No, it's not." Which is like, but each their own as well. But what I do is I just try influence my friends, my family, and people online who talk to me about products. And yeah, I would love to kind of get involved in doing a little bit of education, full stop, about it, like more on a bigger scale, you know. Like I would, there's a beauty salon actually in Dungarvan, and she deals with people with going through chemotherapy and stuff, and all the products she uses are suitable for people going through chemotherapy. And I know um they're all low tox as well. So I think there's a massive opening for like salons or spas or something that actually have just a low tox, just completely low tox, because I think that's the way forward. I think people are learning. They are learning. It might be slow and steady, but at least it's happening, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, definitely. And for someone that was, I'm going to say, at the total opposite end of the spectrum where you are now, could you recommend, I'm going to say, three things for people to add in as, I suppose, a starting point for the likes of their new healthier lifestyle? Because people do struggle. And if we can keep it as simple as possible, what would three things that you would start today if you were going to start over that you would love to point out?
oh yeah. So first of all, change, start slow and steady by changing certain products that are in your house to low tox. There would be the big things, like get a good washing up liquid that's low toxic. Use a body product in the shower that's low toxic. Sanics are actually okay. That big massive brand, they actually rate okay. So it definitely be the products in your home that you're using every day. Also, I find the the organic stuff is so good. The food is so good. It tastes better. It lasts longer. Not that it lasts longer, because it doesn't last longer, but you can use it more. Do you know what I mean? Like I freeze all my raspberries I freeze the strawberries, whatever that I buy. So I think that's a massive thing, is try eat organic as possible. My little daughter, she's hopping off the organic potato skins with olive oil every night with sea salt all over them. She loves it. And she's like, wants the carrots and stuff like that. And microgreens are her massive thing. So I think if you can get microgreens into your body and try, some people like can't afford the organic or whatever, but it's actually only a couple of euro or a couple of cent a year. It's not too expensive. And then what you're an advocate for is to grow them. Do you know what I mean? And that's a great experience in itself. So try change certain things that are going on in your food and start small, and then you'll really realize. And then the other thing then is I would love people to start really reading labels, really reading labels. Like my husband made me a vodka and sparkling water there a couple of weeks ago, and with a little slice of mint. And I knew the lime, or sorry, the slice of lime. I knew the lime wasn't organic. Okay. This sounds crazy. And he was like, "You're nuts." He put the lime into my drink with the skin on, and I was like, "Did you wash that?" And he was like, "No." And I said, "Did you read the label on the organic on the bits of lime? Did you ever read a label on a lime that you buy regularly in the supermarket?"
Me personally, limes not as much, but fill me in, yeah.
All right. It says on the label, "Not for human consumption." The skin.
Interesting,
So,
yeah.
so you're putting that into your drink. You're exposed. All your drink is going to be a chemical. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Isn't that mad?
it is mad, and we can even touch and expand on that point where we're here recording the
Yeah.
podcast. There is, I'm going to say, one of those key things: the clean 15 and the dirty dozen. As a
Yep.
general rule, if you don't eat the skin, right, it isn't as important to get organic. But if we are consuming the skin, whether it's an apple or the lemon and the lime right now in beverages in
Mm.
this lovely warm temperature that we're currently having, this
Yeah.
heat spell out of nowhere, let's keep it coming. Who's
Yeah.
ever in charge of the weather up there?
Yeah.
And that's really, I suppose, something that then is absorbed into the likes of our gut, and it has a massive effect on our overall health. So
Yeah.
anything, and the most important fruit or vegetable or meat source that you are to eat organic will be the one you're eating the most of, right? And I
Yeah.
love to hear that your child of 1 or 2 years old is literally consuming, I'm going to say, potato skins with olive oil, anti-inflammatory foods,
Yes.
and even adding in those microgreens, which literally can be grown in a yogurt tub on your
Yeah.
windowsill, where you're literally going to every day to fill up the kettle anyway, to drop in a tiny bit of water, and you can literally have
Yeah.
microgreens on your windowsill all year round, because they literally can grow, as I said, so easily, and they only need a
Yes.
small bit of light and a small bit of water.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree. It's just it's actually so easy to do all that kind of stuff, the microgreens in particular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I would say, I'm going to say, Louise, is overall, you've changed your lifestyle massively. All right.
Yeah.
You've got out of a toxic environment and now coming into much a healthier one in
Yeah.
itself. What are the things that you would have struggled with at the start of, I'm going to say, your health journey coming out of, I'm going to say, that position to where you are now?
Okay, so like as you could imagine, I was feeling fairly out of whack, out of sorts. I wasn't myself at all when I finished treatment. I had probably 3 stone up on me, bloated from steroids, from being depressed. Had to go on antidepressants because I was very, very bloody depressed after the whole thing. And I had 2 deaths in the family then from cancer, and I was feeling the survivor's guilt kind of going on. So I got an amazing opportunity from a girl online to do a collab with her to like all trying to lose weight and try to establish a new lifestyle. So I joined her, and in a result from her, I've lost 42 pounds in the last year and a half, since October 2 years ago. And with Anna, the girl that I'm with, she's actually a menopause coach as well. So she has helped me, and I think maybe I've helped her as well, to look into how important it is to support hormonal health during the menopause. Um, and we have come up with a plan to help me become the best version of myself by supporting my own means of the way I want to eat, as in like whole grain or whole meal food or wholesome foods, organic as much as possible, and like, salmon and all, salmon, mackerel, tuna, you name it. So I feel that I'm doing my best now to support my body and for whatever might happen to me again in the future. But like, you know what I mean? No one knows what's going to happen around the corner. But right now, I am so happy to be doing the best for me. And I have now developed a brand new life. I did enjoy weight training before, but not as much as what I do now, because if you weight train, you actually reduce your cancer risk. You build up your bone density for osteoporosis. Even your overall well-being, your mindset, your circadian rhythm, and I find the gym, it's my form of escapism. It's like my little time for me nearly to meditate. I could be listening to the wildest music, but I could be pumping the weights and I'll be in such a happy place. And once I have done that 3 to 4 times a week, I'm ready then to take on the world and to be the best version, the best mother, the best wife. Well, I'm probably not the best wife to him. He'd definitely say something different about that. I can be the best version for everybody, which is so important.
Yeah. I love the fact that you're, I suppose, doing things now that you weren't previously doing, right? You're
Yeah.
exercising on a more regular basis, right? Is there any, I'm going to say, encouraging things that have helped you to
Yeah.
keep it going? Or was it
Yes.
that you had to get to that point where you got, I'm going to say, chronically ill, that nearly is like, right, it's either shit or get off the pot now, lads. I've got to do this for me.
Mirror to me, you've only one beautiful life. You've only one gorgeous life. Live it as much as you can. Be the best for yourself. Treat your body with respect. Treat yourself like your own best friend. Um, Meditate. I meditate every day. Even if I have alcohol in my system, I still bloody meditate. It's one of my most favorite things to do is going inward. And when you go inward, you can explore so many feelings and emotions, and it makes it would have made me feel an awful lot more settled in myself, and that helped me come off antidepressants there as well, and it just helped me focus on being the best version of me.
In that meditation, is it, I'm going to say, a silent meditation? Is it in the form of journaling, or is there anything else in between that gets you to a certain?
So yeah, I do journaling. I write down something that I'm grateful for every day. And some days you don't even know what you're grateful for, but isn't it grateful that you can even hold a pen? you
Yeah,
know,
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, just have to think small. Like that's the main thing about life, about trying to practice gratitude or even about meditating. It is starting small with all these things. Like if you get overwhelmed, there's this brilliant app that I use the whole time called Insight Timer. I don't know if you know about that one. Insight Timer. And if you're feeling overwhelmed or just say, if you're feeling just a bit stressed, you can just put on Insight Timer and it'll give you a guided 15-second meditation to help you just regulate your central nervous system. So, like I started off slow and steady with guided meditation. I'm not really too much into silent meditation. I prefer to have a little bit of noise in the background or something, how to guide myself. Or like one of the meditations might say just breathe down to your feet or just relax, squeeze your feet, squeeze your calves, squeeze your bum, squeeze your stomach. And once you're kind of visualizing all those things, you can just leave it all go. Do you know?
No, I do love it, and I really
You're fine
appreciate
now, are
of
you?
you sharing these different, I'm going to say,
Yeah.
health hacks that you currently have and that you're now putting into, I'm going to say, practice on a regular basis, from foods to the likes of journaling to the likes of your training, all very, very important. Right. But if you had one message to pass on to people, I suppose, that are really going through menopause, what would that be? I know it might be difficult, but
Support yourself. Support yourself the best way possible. Self-care requires effort.
massive. Yeah,
Yeah.
self-care, right? And you are the most important person in the world, as I would like to even, I suppose, touch on
Mm.
that point. And if you are not your best, you can't be your best for your friends, your family members, your partner, or anyone else in
No.
between.
No, I relate to myself as being the foundations of the house. If the foundations of the house aren't steady, oh God. The whole house is going to fall down. Because it will.
Oh,
And I've, do you know what? Over the years, well, I suppose in the last year and a half, I've really figured out when I'm at that cusp that I need that time for myself. That I need to go down to the beach at 6 o'clock in the morning and watch the sunrise by myself. I now have these red flags. I can see the red flags
that's
because
it.
I ignored them for ages. I ignored them for ages. Mm.
Interesting. That's it. You can only ignore something for so long
Mm.
before it literally is going to be that red flag or that, we'll say, alarm bells that ring off, whether it's
Yeah.
you getting sick or you becoming to fatigue or anything else
Mm.
closely related to that, to literally start doing more things that benefit you.
Yeah. And I also find another thing as well for people that are going through anything tough in their lives is actually communicate. And if you can't communicate how you feel, just come up with a system for yourself that you can actually, speak to other people about. So, like the system that I have in place, I don't really use it that much anymore because I'm so bloody level. um, it is like a red flag, amber flag, and green flag. So, green flag is you're good to go. Amber is I'm in between, and then red is I need you to be there, but stay quiet.
Oh, I love it.
Mm.
And yeah, and where did you come across that day one? Was that through therapy? If you,
Yeah,
yeah,
therapy. Yeah, yeah. Because I wouldn't be a one to suppress my emotions too much. But yet again, I don't want to hurt people. Just say if someone was annoying me, just I don't want to hurt them to tell them basically they're annoying me. But if I just said, well, listen, I'm a little bit amber here now, and they're like, oh, they have to tiptoe around me then. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Until I'm feeling good again. But therapy is fantastic. Talk, meditate, eat well, exercise, support yourself, treat yourself like your own best friend, and you don't realize the strength you have in yourself. You have serious strength, and survival is good. And just rebirth, relive. You can always start a new chapter. It doesn't have to be a new day. It can be a new minute. You can break it down. Break things down.
Louise, I tell you, you're a superwoman and a powerhouse in itself. I suppose just before we wrap it up, I just super conscious of your time and I know that you were on time constraints, but the two of us,
Yeah.
in fact, the idea is where's the best place for people to reach out to you if they want to connect with you or they have a similar story that they're related to and they just love to maybe pop over a question to you.
Yeah, so I'm very open, very transparent on my Instagram page, which is called It's So Lulu. And I started off that page when I got diagnosed with breast cancer because I didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue, and I didn't know how to navigate anything. And I found from my social media page, It's So Lulu has brought so many amazing opportunities my way, and it's made me learn and heal and grow as a person.
Yeah, very good. Right. Well, I'll tag that up in the show notes so people can literally
Thanks.
just click just down below and go straight over to the likes of yourself. Right.
Thank you.
Super appreciative of your time. And I always end these podcasts by saying stay tuned, stay classy, and keep it organic.
Yeah.